The hate army troll doing hate army shit.
Hate army, that guy doing hate army shit.
Your name is Hate Army? Saying hate army shit. Good vibes to the hate army.
Shout out for hate.
To make this point more intuitive, imagine...
Well, I got a couple questions, even just before we even get further in. Number one, who out there is saying, and I'm not even talking just pedophilia, but in general, let's say people have bad inclinations, bad thoughts in their head, okay? So people are saying outright, like, they should be morally wrong for having those. Like, how do you know what's in someone's head to begin with? That's weird to me. Like, so we know... You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to say that something's morally reprehensible, usually the reason you know it even exists is because someone has acted upon it, correct? If something is in someone's head, you don't even know it exists. So how can you say something in someone's head as a thought is morally reprehensible unless that person actively chooses to act upon it? And I'll give you an example here, okay? There's some people who have awful, awful, awful thoughts in their head that they can't control. It's not their fault. It's mental illness. And they know these thoughts keep popping up, and they push them to the side. They never act upon them. They don't speak upon them, but it still bothers them because they keep having them. Why do I have these thoughts? They go to psychiatrists, they go to doctors, and, you know, they talk it out. Some of them take medication. You know what I'm saying? Until someone acts upon a thought, how can anyone really, like, judge them for it? You know what I'm saying? It's not like a person is acting. I choose to have these awful thoughts in my fucking head, and you know, some people are haunted by them. Some people are tortured by the thoughts. I don't want this fucking thought. Why does it keep coming into my head? It's awful. You know, they're mentally unstable because of it. They're saddened. They're depressed. They don't want to live with these thoughts. I would think some people probably end their own lives because they can't get a thought out of their head. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, is it morally... Okay, I guess the question is it morally accountable? You're only accountable for something that you act upon and hurts people, right? I think all of us can agree in our lives, and I'm not saying pedophilia, but we've all had weird thoughts. I've had thoughts where all of a sudden I feel like I just want to beat the shit out of someone because I'm angry about something. Did I act upon it? No, I didn't. Is it morally reprehensible to beat someone up? Yes, it is. But I've had the thought, you know. When I was a kid, I used to have some thoughts about, like, for example, you know, and now it's different. But when I was a kid, like, I'd be sitting there in my room and my window's open, right? And it's the middle of, like, a spring day. And there'd be, like, a loud-ass bird right outside of my window. I'd be like, I'd be angry. Shut the fuck up. I could strangle that bird. And then I would think to myself, why did I just have that thought? Strangle a bird? That's awful. I don't want to strangle the bird. The bird's nice. It's a piece of nature. But in the moment, you have a bad thought of something awful. Should you be held morally accountable because you had a thought like that? You know what I mean? At one point, do the thought police come into play here? And, like, I can't just think of something. You should be able to think as long as you realize after the thought occurs, this is not a thought that should continue. This is a thought I don't want to continue. I don't want to act upon it. So just because someone ends up having an awful, disgusting thought or a bad thought that they know is wrong, I don't think that they should be held morally accountable. It's if you continue to entertain those thoughts that you know are going to be harmful to others, or even yourself, or both, and then you act upon them. That's a completely different story. You see? So I don't even know, like, why do we even need to further the discussion? Like, we don't, like, what is the other 5 minutes of this video? I don't even know why it even needs to continue. Right? Like, that's it. That kind of answers the question. No. You shouldn't be morally accountable just because a thought pops into your head, especially when every thought in your head is not necessarily something that you want to happen in your head. What about a dream? Should you be morally accountable for your dreams? Well, those are technically thoughts in your head, but you didn't control them. They just happen, even though they're subconscious. Oh, no. You know, morally accountable because something horrible happened in a dream in your head. No. So the answer is no. You shouldn't be morally accountable for everything that pops in your head, but you should have the rationale and the reasoning to say that's not something that should ever be recurring or happening in my head, and I certainly should never act upon it. And if it's something that's stuck in your head you can't get out, you should try to seek professional help to make sure that it doesn't keep happening if you can within reason. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Okay? Fair enough. I don't even need to continue. Like, there's literally no other reason to continue in the discussion. So, okay. On to the next video, which hopefully is more lighthearted than that one. By the way, now I guess I can adjust my levels again, because that video, the volume was really low for some reason. Okay.
Work tomorrow.
These contributions are mandatory. Tipping me helps me more than anything.